If only the president realized the enormous tax, the president will not have even accepted the role of ECOWAS chairs in the first place, because that role, understandably, was actually suggested to two presidents, and all of them declined because their countries didn't have the needed funds to finance ECOWAS. So this is the threat that subsidy removal savings is likely going to use to manage ECOWAS at the moment. Only God knows how much has been expended since this engagement and the meeting with ECOWAS heads of state. I think that either the West use this incident to distract the president from focusing on his primary responsibility, which is the security of lives and the welfare of the Nigerian people. In the last 2 weeks, we have not even talked about the fact that workers' salary, workers can't eat, prices of items are going up. We are focusing on Niger, which has no threat absolutely with the territorial border on the lives and security of the Nigerian people. The president needs to have a new DGNIA. He needs to constitute intelligence platforms in Nigeria and have intelligence collection that is reasonable for the purpose of this. CIA would have been, if it were in America, this is what CIA would have done. In fact, they can even perform special operation which does not require Senate approval and be able to curtail this problem. But have we had anything like that from the CIA and from the NIA?
You remember the United States? It went around the world saying it's going to bring democracy in Iraq, going to bring democracy in Afghanistan, in Libya. Go and ask them, how market? See where Iraq is? See where Afghanistan is today? See where Libya is? Thanks to their meddling, it's not their business. They are all independent countries and people will do what they want to do in their country. It's not Nigeria is not the police man of Africa going to do democracy. My concern is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing the bidding of the Western world.
That's a presumed
No, it's
statement.
not. It's not presumed. At one time, Bazoum was their man. Where is Bazoum today? At one time, Idris Deby was their man. Where is he today? Oh, Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States, all of a sudden was calling President Bola Ahmed Tinubu about Niger. Has she ever called? With all the massacres going around the north. Has she ever called the president? Has Macron ever called? All of a sudden they love us. We are raising our voices and telling President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at a time when leaders of African Francophone countries are severing ties and distancing themselves from their colonial masters. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is slowly dragging Nigeria into this mess. This is a proxy war, and it's going to be a proxy war between NATO and Russia. The Wagner group, this mercenary group, they are in Libya, they are in Central African Republic, they are in Mali, they are in Mozambique, they are in Burkina Faso. Well, they will come to Niger. That's where Niger is calling them. So who are you going to fight when you go there? Are you going to fight Nigerian armies, or are you going to find Guinean armies, Malian armies that are coming to give them reinforcement, or the Wagner forces? Nigeria should not go into a mess it has no business getting into. We have two wars. Northern Nigeria, we have been at war for 14 years with Boko Haram, since 2009. Northern Nigeria, we have been at war with bandits and kidnappers for 9 years, going to 10. Well, you have two major wars that you've not solved. All of a sudden, you're leaving them abandoned project. Or you're going to do the policeman of the region, you're going to bring democracy. It's not your business. Northern Nigeria, what we are telling Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is we want you to conclude these wars that have been bothering us for the last 14 years. Channel all your energy and channel your military to make sure we conclude Boko Haram, we conclude banditry. It's not going to be a forever war. It has pillaged our societies. We have millions displaced from their ancestral homes. Our economy is shattered. Our schools are gone. Infrastructures are gone. And then all of a sudden, We are the messiahs. We want to bring democracy when we have 2 wars that we've not finished. We're going to start another war. Northern Nigeria, we're saying it loud and clearly. Any war on Niger will be a war on Northern Nigeria. Mr. President, those that elected you, Nigerians that elected you, and you are the president of Nigeria now, they elected you to bring peace to Nigeria and conclude these wars that we have. We have IPOB and ESN, go and solve that problem. We have Boko Haram, we have banditry everywhere. All 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria are on fire.
Okay, Prof, we'll come back.
You know, I have looked at the people he's putting together. I'm a little bit uncomfortable with the fact that, if I be honest with you, both of us are Yoruba men, that it's beginning to seem that our people they're going to get the best of the cherries. And if you want me to tell you what, I can tell you the things we've gotten already and the things that are likely to get.
What are those?
Come on, man. We're in charge of customs. We're in charge of police. We're in charge of army. We're in charge of CBN. We're in charge of IRS. We're in charge of taxation. We're in charge of appropriation. Have we become such a people that we can only be fair when we're talking about other people? I am beginning to see a pattern that we're getting, all of the cream is coming to us. And what we will not accept from Buhari, who was even fairer to us than he was to his people, we must be brave enough to say this is not the right way to go even for us. We're not going to suddenly become a parochial people who insist that all of the things in the country, Yoruba people are the... Listen, Shehu, does it not prick your soul that you are putting 10 in one place, 9 in one place, 7 in one place, 5 in one place, and you're giving the Southeast Igbos 5? And I can tell you for free, Shehu, there is no mental capacity, validation, education, authentication that you are looking for in the world that you will not find with Indian Igbos, either in Nigeria or in the diaspora. Why would you now start telling me that you can get 10 from the Northwest, you can get 9 from the Southwest, and you are telling me that you can only get 5 from them? Shehu, these are the issues.
So he's sounding like he's answerable more to ECOWAS than to Nigerians. We in Nigeria, 78% of the landmass of Nigeria, 7 states and 19 states in this country are saying no to an unprovoked war with Niger. It's not ECOWAS. His primary responsibility is to Nigerians, not to ECOWAS. He's not convinced us why he should send boots to the ground in Niger Republic. And for goodness sake, where are you going to get the troops from? The Nigerian military is stretched all across, deployed all across the 36 states of this country. Where is he going to get the troops from? Is he going to pull troops from the Northwest, or the Northeast, or the Southeast? The only place there is some leeway is the Southwest. And that will be a small number of troops. And he should be very, very careful. That is what I wrote there. He's going to do the bidding of the Western world. The fight in Niger is not our fight. It is going to be a proxy war between Russia and NATO. And this is what concerns me the most. We are being surrounded by countries now where you're having this proxy war between these 2 countries. And we're going to do their bidding. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not even settled down. He doesn't even have his team and is declaring war without consulting the people, without the consent of the people.
Okay.
No, we say no to war and we're not going to support any war.